Hola amigos, hi and welcome to another episode of Money Maketh Man. Thank you for watching all the episodes thus far. I'm your host, Oro Gbinije, aka OG, and this is another episode of Money Maketh Man. So yeah, I know from the past episodes we've been talking about how to make money, how to improve shares, we've spoken about trust and wills, we've spoken about, the other arm of the job market. But today we're doing it a bit differently. So there's prevention before cure, right? So on today's episode, I'll be teaching you just tips and tricks on how to keep your money safe and tips and tricks to prevent funds loss in a way of like card payments or transfers, unauthorized debits, and whatnot. So basically, security of your money. So there's physical security and there's the non-physical security. Physical security obviously includes keeping your card safe. I would advise everyone to have a card holder or a wallet where your cards are kept and you know the position of this card holder or wallet at every given time. I've noticed a lot of Nigerians just keep their cards at the back of their pockets or at the back of their phones, but because most cards are made with magnetic chips these days, or the chips, the more it rubs off on like rough surfaces, you are actually degenerating the chip and destroying the card in the long run. So please keep your cards in a card holder. Card holders are everywhere. You can get one from Miniso or you could put it in a wallet. Your phones, make sure your phones are locked. Either you have a pattern, a keypad password, or Face ID. I think Face ID is the most secure version of security. Make sure your phones are locked so third parties don't have access to your bank apps to make money, or rather to transfer money, not make money, but to move money out of your account. These are the ways you can keep your funds safe physically, keep your cards safe, keep them in wallets, try not to put them rubbing up on rough surfaces to ensure that your chips are not compromised. Don't bend your cards, don't fold your cards, don't put your cards around things that have magnetic force fields because it can also degenerate your card. Then also for your transfers, ensure that your phones are kept safe. Make sure it's locked. Make sure your passcode is known to you and you alone. If possible, just use a Face ID. For non-physical ways to keep your money, your funds safe, these are the ways you could do that. Firstly, back on the physical, I've noticed that due to like light situations, a lot of us in the country, what we usually do is that maybe there's one tailor shop or one business center on your street where you just go drop your phone to charge for like 2 3 hours because there's no light. I understand that, but also leaving your phones unlocked in such public places can lead to your details being compromised. So as much as I get that yes, there's no light or you don't have power right now, you need your phone to charge, you also need to keep your phones in secure places if possible. Or even if you're going to charge, at least hang around the area where your phone is charging to ensure that no third party has access to your phone. So back to the non-physical ways of keeping or non-physical ways, to keep your phone safe. Number one, shopping online. When you're shopping online, ensure that the sites you are shopping on, the merchants you are using is secured. You can check that by, if they have 2FA, which is when they ask for OTP and your card pin. If they have 3DS, which is a three-dimensional security. You can also check for merchants, if the merchant has a safe website, from reviews. Always read reviews, especially for new sites. Obviously when you save your details on like Apple or Uber, that's different because it's known and the security measures are better. But like for a new website that you're not entirely sure but you want to get something off of, I advise you read the reviews because you can always see people's experiences from that website. Another thing I would like to say is on your search bar on the internet, you usually see HTTP, which means Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Then you see a colon and slash and then the website name. So something you can also use to check whether the site is secure is if you see HTTPS. So the S is for security. If you see HTTPS, just know that that website, that domain name is secure. So look out for seeing HTTPS on websites that you're shopping on or you want to put your card details on. Also, if you go to a website and you see like a long strike across it, it usually means that it's not secure. Either it's not been secured yet, or the security payment or subscription around that website has expired and is yet to be renewed. So currently at that point the website is vulnerable. So these are the steps you can look for. Another thing you could do is ensuring that your bank apps, if your phone has the feature, your bank apps are secured with Face ID instead of just your password. Keep your PIN to yourself, your transaction PIN and your ATM PIN. Your ATM PIN and your transaction PIN should be different. Your ATM PIN should not be something that is common knowledge, in terms of, as funny as this may sound, we have seen reports where people use 1234 as their ATM pin. That's not secure. Try not to use your birthday. I know most people, their default is to put their birthday as their ATM pin. Try not to do that. Use a pin. It's called personal identification number. It's personal to you. Please don't share it with third party. No matter how close you think you are to the person, try not to share your pin. On even if you do, you can always do a pin reset after, especially for transaction pin on your device. Another thing I would like to talk about is WhatsApp scam. So we've seen people complain about how, oh, they'll get a message from a saved number on their phone and then they go, oh, please, so and so person is in the hospital, I need money, please send money to so and so account number. So if you receive a message from a third party asking for funds, the first thing you should do is actually call the person to confirm that. Not to say, oh, are you really in the hospital, but just to, like, you know, check in and be like, oh, I received your message, I hope everything is okay. Then if the person is like, oh yes, I'm currently in the hospital, or I'm currently in a cash trap for so and so reason, then you can go ahead and send if you want to send. Also, if the account number that is sent to you does not carry the same account name as the owner of the person texting you, that is a red flag. For example, let's say you have my number and you receive a message that I'm in need of money for XYZ and please send money to so account. My name is Oro, but you see that the person's name there is John Paul. That's a red flag. Don't send money to John Paul's account number. Confirm. It is best you call me and say, oh, all right, I received your message, but the account number I'm seeing here is not your name. What's up? That is a security check for it. Another thing you should do is don't save your card details on any device or any random device. Don't save your card details on your laptop. Don't save your card details on your phone or your friend's phone. Because a lot of websites give you the option when you put in your card details to remember card, do not remember card, especially if it's not your personal device. And try not to save your card details on too many devices. I personally don't like to save my card details on my laptop. And on my phone, it really depends. I think the only thing that has my card details is my Apple subscription. Try not to save your card details. Always have your card handy so you can get the card pan, CVV, and expiry date. But try not to save it for security purposes. And finally, for the Gen Zs and millennials and even Gen Xs who are, active on social media, be careful the type of social media threads you interact with. A lot of threads have like long questions where they'll be like, it's like a bait thread. I'll call it a bait thread where they ask you, if they could ask you, what primary school did you go to? What is your middle name? What would you do if money wasn't a problem? They just ask like short questions in a thread form. And most people interact with it as a form of, expressing themselves or, interacting with their circle of followers. But the thing is, you have to be careful with the type of threads you interact with, because some threads actually do that to bait security questions and answers out of you. So if a thread asks you, what is your middle name? The next question is, did you have a pet when you were younger? Then another question down the thread is, what's your mother's maiden name? Those are general security questions and answers. And it would be wrong to put it on the website because those kind of data online can be extracted for your disadvantage. So hopefully with these tips and tricks that I have given you for physical and non-physical ways of keeping your funds and cards safe, you do better and, your funds are safer and better. Until the next time you see me, bye.